everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And February is almost here. And just like we'd expect with the month of love, we have lots of fun movies coming to Hallmark and to other places. We're going to talk about some rom-coms coming this month, some romances. It's going to be fun. We're doing a preview for February. And I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and Terry's here.
Hi.
And how's it going?
Pretty good so far.
Yeah, you had a good start to your 2024. I mean, 2025. I can't talk. You had a good start to your 2025.
Yeah, surprisingly, I wasn't sick, so thumbs up. It's been good.
Yeah, I've been as busy as ever, just trying to get all the end of the year stuff done and all the awards stuff done and getting ready for Sundance. There's never a dull moment.
I wish I was busier. But other than that, it's been pretty good. I cannot complain.
Yeah. Well, let's dive in. So I guess we're having Loveuary again
hmm
this season. So we had Jane Austen month last year,
Which was
and
fun. I thought it
and
was fun for the most
I
part.
did too. It was a lot better than I expected. I liked
Yeah.
almost all of them but one.
Same. I think
Yeah.
we have the same ones we liked and one we didn't like. In
Yeah.
fact, the what was it, an American in Austin, or what was, yeah, an
Yeah,
American in
an
Austin,
American
right?
Austen.
That was my favorite Hallmark movie of last year.
Yeah, well, it's definitely my favorite non-Christmas, and I'd have to,
Well, yeah, same like that. But
it's in
overall,
the
if I was to put them
yeah,
overall, that was my number one.
yeah. It would be either that or Sugar Plum, I think would be
Yeah, that was my Sugar
the
Plum was my
the
favorite
debate.
Christmas movie. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really good. And yeah, y'all want to definitely check out the episodes we did where we did best of non-Christmas, best of Christmas, best of
Yeah.
we just did tons of that. So it's really fun. And you want to check it out. I have not watched, as of this recording, not watched any of the Winter Escape ones.
Oh, I just watched two of them yesterday, and they were not bad. It's the first two, the Irish and the Polar, and I
Uh-huh.
was surprised at how much I enjoyed them. And I was like, "Oh, this is nice. This is a positive start to Hallmark because it didn't start that great last year."
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear because I haven't seen any of them, and those travel movies can be very hit and miss.
I am, not might be, I am more forgiving on those travel movies than you are. But what I've seen so far, I've enjoyed.
Oh, that's good.
I thought
That's
they're
good.
fine.
Well, so we have these Valentine's movies, and we usually do, I think we do like a dozen roses, a thing of chocolates, for our preview rating, a what are our other ones? Now I can't remember. A broken heart, I think, and then a diamond, or do we have, I think, a diamond ring. I think those are the four. Broken heart, chocolates, roses, diamond.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if
So,
I'd. Okay.
okay.
But
Okay.
this is going to be a
But
fun month.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, how do you generally feel about the Valentine's movies, whatever they call them?
they're a mixed bag. I like a few, and then there are some where, I don't think I outright hate any. None is coming, like I was so upset while watching one. None is coming to my mind. So, I think it's just like every other month, every other theme month. It's a mixed bag. Sometimes they hit a home run, sometimes they don't. But
Yeah. Yeah, there's been some really not good ones, but there's been a lot of good ones. Yeah, you're right. Just like any of the
it's just like it's
yeah.
like I can't think of any that I out like. I'm thinking of like specifically like Valentine's movies. I can't think of any that I outright hated or
I really
disliked, I should
disliked
say.
that one with Lacey Chabert and Andrew Walker.
Also, see, yeah, I'm that one. I'm indifferent on that one. I didn't hate it as much as you, but I guess I am more forgiving on that one. But like I
I
could
just
probably watch that one again and be fine with it.
really, oh,
Yeah.
he just annoyed me so much. Like he was helping her all day. Then she'd be
That
like, "Oh,
is
he's the
true, but
worst."
plot, they needed plot.
All right. Well, let's dive in. Let's talk about An Unexpected Valentine. This on the first. and it stars Robert Buckley and Lacey Chabert. A chance encounter on Valentine's Day brings Hannah and Finn together as they race through New York City to return a lost engagement ring and save one couple's special day. So, what do you think about this? You saw the trailer
Yeah, they do
preview.
have a trailer for this.
Hmm.
I was surprised actually that we're getting a Lacey movie this early in the year because, she only had two last year, whether that was for strike reasons, and then she
Oh,
had
but
a,
she had three because of a
yeah,
hot
her,
for a hostie.
right. We're just gonna count, we're just gonna steal that thunder from Netflix. And she did have a reality show, but with there's so many rumors and innuendo going out there. I wasn't expecting anything from Lacey from Hallmark this year except maybe like a Christmas movie because we know she's doing Haul Out the Holly 3.
Yeah.
So I was surprised. I was like, "Oh, so we are going to get more than one from her," because I tend to believe some of those rumors more than not. But I I have high hopes. I will say this, like I think, and her fans and the audience need to realize that Lacey can't always be the ingenue, like she's, can't play a 20-something-year-old, in these type of movies. But this looks age appropriate. But I
Yeah.
have face blindness when it comes to Robert Buckley and Dan, uh, Gina,
Jeanette.
Yeah, Janan, what was his last name? I can't remember his last name. I apologize for butchering that. But yeah, so I can never tell those two apart. But I mean, it looks like your typical Hallmark movie. There's a lot of stuff in the car though. Looking at those pictures and in that trailer, there's a lot of sitting in a car, and I want to see how much Canada passes for New York. I'm assuming we're gonna have a lot of stock
Yeah, that's
footage,
true.
but it's Canada, guys, with some stock footage.
That's true. Get ready to see Vancouver pretending to be New
It could
York.
work. It looks like it looks age appropriate.
Yeah.
One thing, like, I love Lacey Chabert. I always enjoy her. She's a class act. But fans too, Hallmark fans, everybody got to realize that she can't always be playing the 20-year-old anymore.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
this
we're
looks,
the problem is when the story is about somebody
yes,
like fresh out of college or this is their
right,
first job
exactly.
and they're played by a 40-year-old, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
Right. So hopefully, I mean, they look like, they're appropriate, like, oh, we're just finding a ring here. So, I like that because we do have we have to start getting scripts that match the actors,
Yeah, like
and that's not putting anything down. It's just we
yeah.
get to a point where you just can't play a 20-something-year-old anymore.
Yeah. Well, I
Um,
mean, it's just like with that Tis the Season to Be Merry, I think is what it was called, the one with Taylor Cole.
yes.
Like that role was obviously written for a younger actress. Like it was about her getting her trust fund. She hadn't like had any other jobs. Like
I I will say though,
that role was not for a 40-year-old.
no, but they specifically said she was in her 30s. I forgot, I think her character said she was either 32 or 35 in that movie. And she's like, and I still don't know what to do with my life. I bought that a little bit more because she essentially was confused about,
Like most people get their trust when they're in college. Most people they don't
yeah,
get
well,
their
not her
trust
because
when they're 35.
well, no, it's because she dropped out of college and she was indecisive with her life. She was always relying. What I understood was like she didn't know what to do with her life because she knew she had money, so she relied on her money and didn't really. I think they wove that into that she was kind of too old for that stuff, but I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. It would have just made way more sense. A younger actress that a mother would do this and that that she would be getting her trust and that she would having her first job and that she would, all this kind of stuff. Like it just would have made more sense. I liked the
Well,
movie fine. It
yeah,
wasn't
I
like a
liked it
deal
too.
breaker,
I thought
but
that I was like, she did mention that she was over 30. I can't remember the exact age, and I was like, oh, she is in her 30s here. And there are some trust
yeah.
funds where ki kids cannot access or the children cannot access the entirety of their trust fund until their mid 30s. So they don't blow it all when they're in their 20s or like 18 or 19.
It's just usually used to pay for school,
Yeah.
you
But
know.
she
So
she had several schools in that movie. But yeah, but like no, I mean that's the whole point. Like we have to. you know, and this is not a knock on any of the actors like that. Do the script that you're offered or that you get, but this looks like it's right for Lacey in this one. But I'm a little worried because it looks like there's a lot of car stuff, and I was like, I hope that's believable that they're driving around, in front of a green screen. Um, but
Yeah. It's true. I mean, it'll
it's
probably
basically
look
going
a
to
little
take place in
cheesy, but
it does.
I really, 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 really wish I knew the writer for
Right,
this.
there's like I was trying to look, there's not much
There's
known
none,
so far.
there's no
And it looks
writers
like it
for
takes place
any
in a
of
day. Yeah.
there's there's only the only one is the Wish Swap. That's the only one that has writers listed on their
Yeah.
IMDb's. Because if I knew this was a Nina movie or Tracy Andreen movie, I would
You'd be a little
be
more
pretty
secure.
high
Yeah,
on it
we'd
because I
all, yeah.
liked that preview. It was cute. I like both these leads.
Yeah.
There's really no reason for me to not be pretty excited about this, but it's going to be so banter dependent.
So, and it looks like this is happening within a day, most likely.
Hmm.
So the banter has to be good. The chemistry has to be good for us to like buy that they have some kind of connection or, instantly fall in love in these movies. Like it only takes 3 days, Rachel, and then you find your forever love,
Right,
in these
right.
movies. So the banter and the chemistry has to really work on this. I can't really tell that much through it's such a short preview of the
Yeah.
trailer, so I don't know. I have
But yeah, if I
it
knew who the
looks
writer was, it
interesting.
would give me more confidence. But it looked pretty cute, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a standard Hallmark type of movie.
Uh-huh.
Um, so
But
I
just
think
that
it did well.
banter, it could really
Yeah.
elevate it a
You
lot.
know, I need like a clip or something, and we don't have
Yeah.
that, like an extended preview
Yeah.
clip or whatever.
So I would give this one, mm, I think I'm gonna give this one roses.
Yeah, same.
So like a 3 out of 4, basically.
Yeah, I'm
3 out of
excited to
4.
see. Yeah, I'm excited to see Lacey. This must have been the because when she was promoting Hot Frosty, she did say that she just finished, I think her 41st
Oh,
Hallmark
wow.
movie, and I thought it was like I was like, oh, I bet you it's a Christmas movie that they got out of the way, but it must have been this one. So I have high hopes. She looks energized in the movie, like I'm for it,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho! We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind the scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
Then we have Sisterhood Incorporated. Corporate exec Megan starts a board of directors to improve her younger sister's chaotic life and finds romance with a psych professor who uncovers her tough demeanor. This
Okay.
stars Rachel Lee Cook and Leonidas Golipatis is the guy. And that sounds pretty cute, I think.
So
Again, I wish
Rachel,
I knew the writer, but
yeah, this is tough because here I am. I think we did this once before, where I'm scrolling through photos, and when I went to the cast section, they don't even have this poor man on the cast. They just have the sister. See, there's nothing about this poor man. What a description about this movie, though. What a synopsis you just read.
so I mean I'm a little bit confused because she Yeah, you're right. They don't have the dude
They
on there.
don't. This is
Just
a
the
sad.
sister.
There's a
Daniela
lot of
Monet
wow. There is a
is the
lot of
sister.
pictures of them at a party and sitting at a table eating.
Yeah, they
Oh,
just
look at
have
them and in a
in the
restaurant.
summary they
In a
have
restaurant.
this Leonidas Galapagos. So it does make me think that maybe it's more of a sister movie, which I think could be cute.
I appreciate because okay, we're not very specific. It's Loveuary. We can totally have a movie about sisterhood and the love they have for each other. It doesn't necessarily need to be romantic love. And sometimes we have to worry about these, or I worry about these movies that just squeeze in a love interest because they just have to put a love interest in there. And so I hope that that doesn't feel like, oh, we just had to squeeze that in there. Like it doesn't feel like excess baggage, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
pictures of standing in a room. Oh, we got somebody from The Sopranos in here. I forgot who played who. Hmm. I'm just looking at the pictures.
Oh.
There's a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah, I
From
mean,
the
it's
pictures. Like,
true. Like, for instance, Paige and Mr. Darcy, even though I liked that movie, the sister was a problem.
she was a lot.
She was a lot.
Listen, her sister was a professor and stuff. Pay for your other sister to get some therapy. Because what she was doing to that poor man and he gonna marry her, I still I question that whole
Yeah,
entire
so sometimes
thing.
that dynamic can be done poorly, but then other times it can be really sweet and
Yeah.
effective. So, and I have three sisters myself, so I like a good sister story.
Yeah. I just
But
worry about like the love side. Like they'll
th-
cram in like a love
I'm
story into
confused.
that and
So I wonder who is in this board of directors for her sister. So like she gets like family members to like gather together and make
it
rulings
must
about her sister.
as I'm
What?
going through these photos, man, this Rachel, these photos like it's got to be hard being a set photographer, but there had to be more interesting shots than this, at least to put up on the website. They're just sitting at dinner, and it looks like her family member. It looks like they're having a meeting in one of these photos, and it's just I suppose it's family that helps in. This is weird. Boy, they really milked this one room in these pictures. Sitting down eating.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
it looks like family members to me, so I'm not sure. This is like the
because it
synopsis is
sounds
not
very
great for this
strange. A
movie.
board of directors to improve her younger sister's chaotic life because she doesn't like look that young. It's not
Is
like she's a
she
teenager.
doesn't. Is she like this is weird. Is she on some kind of ooh, what do you call that when you control someone's life?
Conservatorship.
Yeah. It feels like almost like
Yeah, this
how
Daniela
is the
Monet is
sister
35.
how is she not being able to okay. All right now. Now I'm worried, Rachel. Oh my gosh, I'm worried now because she starts to. Now, is this okay? Because this might be I might be reading too much into this. Because how does she not know how to control her own life? Maybe it's a fun like her family gets together and like we got to help her make a decision in life. Like tell her she needs to shape up at her age. So maybe it's just concerned family members. But the way they frame it, it's like, what's going on here? It's not a great synopsis.
Yeah,
And then there's
it's
a psych professor who uncovers her tough to me. I mean, what is this? I'm worried, Rachel. I'm worried now. And this
yeah.
might actually end up being really
Psycho
fun
covers
too,
her
because
tough
sometimes the ones
demeanor.
we're more worried about end up being
Again,
fun.
if I knew the writer, I would have more confidence. If I knew, that this was somebody who'd done Russell Hainline or, somebody who'd done good
They
stuff
have not
before.
released any, there's no press releases about these movies, right? Like on the
I don't
press
think
site?
so. I don't think I've
Because
seen
sometimes they
anything.
do list the writer on the release on the press release.
Mm,
But I don't know. I haven't
I
seen
didn't
any of
even, I
those.
forgot to check that. Let me see really
Yeah.
quick.
I mean, we used to be able to access all of that and then they kind of made that private on the website, but at least we used to be able to see the info about the movies, but we can't see that anymore.
Let's
For the
see
regular folk
here.
anyway.
Let me see. I'll check, look up unexpected Valentine.
That's another thing too.
No, it
Like,
just has some images.
no.
Let's see.
Okay, see, isn't that so weird?
It just has some images,
That
the summary and the poster.
Yeah, it's so weird that because
Doesn't
they
have the
used to
press
have
release.
like detailed press releases that would tell you all the producers, all of the writers, all
Yeah,
that,
and
like
they
very
still do that,
detailed.
but it'll
But
probably
it's like they
be in a
don't
couple
release it in
weeks.
time. They're going to release it after this movie airs because that's how Hallmark works. I'm surprised we have a poster for this though. Like,
Yeah, I know, it's true.
and another thing, we do have a poster for like Unexpected Valentine and for Sisterhood Inc. The only two posters like so far we have. Uh, and
Oh, do we have
Hallmark,
a poster for Sisterhood Inc.?
yes, it's on the yeah, it's the two sisters and the dude and the guy.
Oh.
But like Hallmark, like guys, the people who do posters, this is going to be a very I AI, pardon, AI themed poster year for Hallmark. We
Yeah.
ended
Christmas was really bad
2024.
that way.
Yes, because if you notice the later posters, it was just all. But the posters we have gotten thus far, even for the movies airing in January for the Winter Escape, everything is AI, and it is going to be a heavy. It's just none of these people are in the same room together taking pictures anymore, Rachel. It's just we're
Yeah.
gonna crop them together and hopefully for your sake, we're gonna make tiny people still with large backgrounds in it for you. Because I know how much you love the
Yeah,
tiny people
I do love
posters.
the tiny people.
So please continue that. But yeah,
Well, I
this is
guess
oh
I will give this one I'll give this one like a box of chocolates.
mm.
Like I'd really give it like a 2.5. If I knew the writer and I had seen a trailer and it looked kind of funny and
Yeah,
looked
this
like they might have
desperately
good
needs
chemistry as
yeah.
sisters, then maybe, but I don't.
This desperately needs some kind of trailer. Like, too bad
Yeah,
we're doing
to
this too
sell it.
early. But yeah, I would box of chocolates. I'm with you on this one. I'm a
Yeah.
little bit worried about it because the synopsis isn't great, but it might be actually funner
Uh-huh.
than what I'm imagining.
I mean, and most of Rachel Lee Cook's have been good.
Oh yeah.
Aside from those Vineyard sequels, the
I
most of the
know.
other ones have been good. Okay. Return to office. After making the return to the office on a hybrid schedule, two coworkers known to each other only as Miss Monday and Mr. Tuesday start sending friendly notes, sparking an office romance. This stars Scott Michael Foster and Janelle Parrish. What do you think about this?
Okay. I have high hopes because I love when Janelle Parrish is like doing fun stuff and flirty. And this is a very familiar trope of like they don't know who they are, but they're communicating with us.
Uh-huh.
And also taking the opportunity to be modern in a sense, like we've got to return back to the office, you know? A lot of people are going through that right now. Like the
Yeah.
hybrid is done, and a lot of people have to return full time to the office and stuff. So I'm hoping that they have fun with a lot of this. So I have high hopes. I am looking at the pictures. I gotta talk to the set photographer. Like, why is it always people sitting down at a table, or at a party? Come on, guys. Be lively with these photos. Oh, there's
Well,
a picture of him holding a rose, so he's definitely waiting for her. Hmm.
yeah, I do think the concept sounds pretty fun and relevant. People will be able to relate to. Again, if I knew the banter, I'd be more confident if I
Right.
knew who was writing it. That's the theme for today. But I like these two. I think I think they'll have chemistry. And I mean, as far as like the pictures and stuff, it's probably a lot of shots in office buildings. So
It
I
is.
mean,
I'm like,
it's
oh, look, they
so
have a full picture
I don't think it has.
zoomed in. Rachel, you have to look at these
So this
photos.
one it'll be all about banter and
Oh,
chemistry, banter,
totally.
chemistry,
Yeah.
banter, chemistry.
This is
But
okay. I'm gonna get a little unhinged here, but this photo, they literally have a photo up here. I'm
when
a
they're
post-it note, Rachel. Look at this photo. I'm
well,
a post-it note with the message. This is just not. I was like, why does this need to be in the photo preview?
Well, there's
And
the
it's
two of
not
them
even
sitting
a
at
romantic
dinner.
note. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm laughing over here. It's not even a romantic note on this post-it note. This might be a little bit, I hope it has a shop around the corner vibes to it.
Yeah, which I do
That's,
love that dynamic. The
I
whole
do.
idea of basically like falling in love over your words, think is, oh yeah, him holding up the post-it note. I see it
Oh my
now.
gosh, there's another one.
It is pink, at least.
Oh no, Rachel, there's another one on a package. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
What is it? And they're not even romantic. What?
But then she's quilting.
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah,
There's a blouse
that's
here that I question. I question some of these wardrobe choices too, but that's just me. Okay. Oh, oh, they really do love them Peter Pan collars. All right.
let's see. Oh, we see the post-it. I hope this helps with your noise situation. Also, loving the sticky notes, but I think we have graduated to the Omega Tech ad. I set up a secondary account for Mr. Tuesday. See you there?
Wow, that is so hot, Rachel. That is
I
like
mean,
steaming
that
over
is
here.
flirting. Oh,
I know,
here.
but look at her
Sorry again.
nails. Her
P.S.
nails are pristine here.
Uh,
Or
yeah, there's another one. Sorry again. P.S. I'm down to keep the cactus out at all times, Mr. Tuesday. So that's
okay.
definitely his name, Mr.
Yeah, so it's
Tuesday.
definitely mundane correspondence. I hope they have fun with this whole. But it's so funny that they would put this on the photo page. I'm sorry,
I
I
think
need
it
a minute,
actually
Rachel. Hold
looks
on.
pretty good. I am a sucker for like movies about work or that are like set in an office environment. I love, of course, I love Office Space and I loved The Office and I think there's a lot of humor potential. Of course, it
Yes.
can be very boring too when it's just like watching them work, but it can be a good place for a lot of funny interactions. I'm I am gonna be hopeful about this.
I am as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like a cubic zirconium diamond. Like I'm
Same.
not ready to go
Same.
like full on proposal, but
Yeah.
I'd give
And
it like a three and a
yeah.
half. I think
And,
a four.
and I'm sorry I got a little high pitched, but I was laughing so hard and I just lost control. I was trying to rein it in. And these notes, these photographs and these notes just
Yeah, they're just funny
sorry.
because they usually don't include stuff like that. Like
I'm
in
so sorry. I
these
lost it.
they usually don't include like plot stuff in these
No, they
photos.
don't.
You
So
know?
I really do hope for that shop around the corner. You've got mail
Yeah,
type of vibe. I really hope for it. So
yeah.
yeah, this one is probably the one I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So then we have the wish swap. This is on the 22nd. When Casey and Henry celebrate their birthdays at the same restaurant, they make birthday wishes at the same time, which are granted. However, they end up getting each other's wishes. The stars Emily Tennant, Jake Foy, Matt Hamilton, director David L. Strasser, and writer Betsy Morris. So, what do you think about this?
This could be fun. And I I wonder at Hallmark if this is Jake Foy's this is definitely his first like leading role in a Hallmark movie, right? I know he was in the show Ride that Hallmark did, but he
Yeah,
usually
well,
plays like a supporting
so
role.
far, I think all of his roles have all been gay characters that he's done, Jake Foy. So
Oh,
I
I
am
think you're
curious to
right.
see how he does, which
Hmm.
there's no reason why he wouldn't be great.
No, of
I
course he would be great, but this
Yeah,
is like his first. I was like, oh, he's graduated to like a lead, you
like
know?
on Ride, he played the gay brother on
Oh, you know what? You're
like all
right.
those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always so I'm curious to see how he does, leading man. I think he'll
Yeah.
probably be good. But
Oh
this
no.
it's
I'm sorry.
interesting. This writer is a very weird filmography. She has All I Need for Christmas from this last Christmas, which was insane. Like what those brother and sister went through was crazy. Did you see that one?
All I need for who starred in that
Yeah,
one?
that was with Dan Jeannotte and Mallory Jensen and Emily Tennant was in
Oh
that
yes,
one.
yes. That was like
It
there was
was
some
like
passive aggressive stuff, and that one was
it was
so weird.
bonkers. I mean, like
Well,
what in a
maybe it
Hallmark
was,
movie?
but I did love how her parents called her out because all that lady did was like, they were like, he makes music apps, and she's
Oh
like, I
yeah.
hate him.
I
He's
didn't
ruining the
care about
business.
I didn't care about Melody Jensen's story at all. It was the
No, it was
two
so
siblings were
bizarre.
way more interesting, and it was just like, what is this doing in a Hallmark movie? It was so
I don't know,
bizarre.
but I enjoyed it. It was a little unhinged, but I kind of liked it.
And so
But
she did do my Norwegian Holiday, which was good, but it was
I
also
did like
kind of
that one.
weird,
Yeah,
you
well, it had
know?
trolls, but I ended up really liking that one.
Um, and then she did Kismet Christmas, which was also a little strange. But
Oh,
I,
that's the one with the cookie wishes, right?
yeah, but it was good. I liked
I
it.
loved that one. I just
Yeah.
loved how they went into the flashbacks and they were in on the joke of them looking so old as teenagers.
I'm just saying all
I
of her movies have like a little bit something kind of
Yeah.
unusual about them. So
Now,
when this sounds with the wishes swapping and
right.
people, it seems like it could be
Yeah.
a little
I
strange in a good
I
way.
did I did like look at these photos and I gasped, "Oh no, I'm sorry about that," in the middle of your because the pictures ruined two cameos in this movie. Because
Oh,
at first you're like, "Oh, look, they're camping." A lot of photos of them camping, right? And they actually both look really good together. And then you come across two pictures of certain cameos and you're like, "Why did you do this movie? Why did you do this, Hallmark?"
let me see. I'm
I
looking
mean, maybe
through.
nobody looks at these photos. They look very good together, though. I will say that.
I see the one cameo.
Hmm.
Not seeing a second one.
It's there. It's
I mean, Matt Hamilton's in it, but we know that.
yeah, it's the one with the tree, the green tree in the back. It's I should I say it? You can edit it out. It's Crystal Lowe.
Yeah, no, I saw that. You said there were
Oh
two?
no, you missed Pascal Hutton.
Oh,
It's in a dancing photo. She's in the back in a sparkly outfit. She's clear as day. I can't believe they ruined that. Unless she is playing a bigger role in the movie that we don't know about.
oh,
I
you're
don't.
right. That is Pascal.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to cut that out, like or whatever, but or you want to
I
cut
mean,
this out.
Pascal loves doing these cameos.
Yeah.
She's
So
done quite a
actually,
few.
when when I loved the what was that movie the Santa School movie for Christmas.
Uh-huh.
And when they released all that preview with Paul Campbell in it, I thought, oh, they totally ruined the cameo. But the whole joke that he was in that entire movie playing a heightened version of himself, I didn't know that. And so
Yeah.
I thought that Hallmark was ruining that cameo, but it wasn't. He was a part of that movie. He was a part of the cast. So maybe Pascal is as well, because they look, they're in a dance competition. And so maybe she's more in that movie than we thought. But if this is a cameo, like, please, Hallmark, stop ruining your cameos. But then again, who looks through the photos this closely like I'm doing right now? Nobody.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. There's people who do it, but we're talking about it now.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well,
Oh
I
well.
will give this one, I'm gonna give this one a box of chocolates, but
I will
that'll,
too, but I really like the look of them together. I think they look very cute together as I'm looking
yeah.
at these. I hope the poster's good, but as I'm looking at these photos, I think they really look adorable with each other. And
Yeah.
I am digging this flannel look he's got. He's wearing lots
Yeah.
of flannel in here, and I love a man in flannel, Rachel. I
Yeah.
mean, woo, look
That's
at him.
true.
Look
He
at
does
him.
look pretty hunky.
Oh, he does. His
Yeah.
hair's a little long. Look at him. I'll get okay. This might be my
And
favorite
I
now that
do
I
love
think
Matt
about it.
Hamilton. He makes every movie
Yes.
better.
And
He's
look, and
so
he's
funny.
he's in a
Oh.
casual suit over here, and he looks pretty okay. Guy, all right. The hunk factor is good in this movie.
You gonna bump it up to roses?
I'll keep it. I'll keep myself concerned just because there's a lot of camping photos up in here, but I'm gonna keep where I'm at.
We'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the new book, Zoe Brennan, First Crush by Laura Piper Lee. In Zoe Brennan, First Crush, a struggling vineyard owner, Zoe Brennan, gets a second taste of first love in a sapphic romantic comedy that sparkles with humor and heat. From Laura Piper Lee, author of the witty Hannah Tate Beyond Repair, Zoe's story is both a spin-off and a standalone novel with plenty of spice. You'll have a great time reading it. You can get it wherever you purchase your books or use the affiliate link below. That's Zoe Brennan, First Crush. All right. And I didn't find anything about anything coming to Hallmark Plus in February. I'm sure there will be something, but I couldn't find anything.
I wonder
So,
how much of it. I wonder if we're going to get anything like super exclusive because all these movies will be airing on Hallmark Plus right
yeah,
after they premiere. So
right. Which is so nice.
which is really nice because that's how I caught up on this
Winter
on some of
Escape.
these Winter Escape movies. I
Yeah.
watched it on Hallmark Plus because I missed it. I
It's
missed it
really, really
live.
nice.
So I don't know, I
But yeah, if
wonder
there's anything
too.
new on Hallmark Plus, of course we'll cover it. I just don't know about it right now.
Yeah.
But we have on the 6th, we got Reality Bites, Hannah Swenson mystery. Hannah's favorite reality show takes over the cookie jar. When the producer is found dead, Hannah and Norman team up to track down the killer. Chad invites Hannah to court.
Mm.
I just so wish the Chad wasn't a thing. Why are they trying to make this happen? Like, he doesn't add anything because he can't be part of the investigation. That's not what prosecutors do. Prosecutors work after the investigation, and
they do have investigators. If he was like, do you remember the Haley Dean series?
like as part of a deposition, as part
Yeah,
of
you remember how
some things.
Viv Leacock was in that. He was the investigator for her in that. If he was the investigator in the prosecution, like those types, that would work. I don't know about
It's
this.
just hard to get him involved because he's like they say on Law and Order. There's the law enforcement who
Yeah.
investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute it.
It's just I think
Two separate groups.
yeah, when we talked about this before, because we did talk about I was on that podcast where we reviewed the last Hannah
I just don't
movie.
understand it. There's no
I don't
reason.
understand why they didn't recast Mike.
Either recast Mike or just have her be with Norman. She has
Because Norman is in this movie. He's
Yeah.
not in the trailer, but he's listed in the cast.
This is
And
Hannah
I'm
and Norman team up, track down just have her. And it doesn't make
starting
any
a love
sense.
triangle all over again. They're doing the Murder She Baked love triangle.
When
With
there's literally no reason. If you have a viable option that
Norman
fans
clearly
enjoy,
still likes her.
do they think fans hate Norman?
I think so.
They
How could
must. Why would they? It just doesn't make any sense.
No, I mean, when going back to the original Murder She Baked 5 movies, Norman was almost in all of them, right? I think there was only one he missed.
Uh-huh.
And when they had him and Mike, I was rooting for the both of them because she was good with either or.
Yeah.
And
I think a lot of people felt that way. Do you think they're just worried that Gabriel, that he won't be able to do it, or
that he can't commit to it?
But he's done so many of them. I know it just doesn't. I just don't understand. Why do we have Victor Webster in these movies? I
nothing
don't.
against Victor Webster, but because he's a Hallmark fave. People like watching him, and he's very good looking to watch. And him and Allison Sweeney work well together. They've done a number of movies together, but I don't understand it. I mean, listen. This is a franchise that will not die.
Just have Gabriel Hogan. I mean,
because
it's are they concerned about the Heartland commitment? Because he's very in and out on that show. I just don't understand.
No, that is a good question. Because they don't really think about these things. I know that these are not at all faithful to the novels.
I would say that Peter is maybe in a quarter of the episodes of Heartland a season.
I don't know.
He's not regular appearing,
and they can't be filming at the same time
because Peter in this show, he actually lives in Vancouver.
He's commuting, correct?
Yeah, and so he's kind of in and out, and they have this relation. That's their relationship. But anyway, there's no reason for that. It's just so bizarre to me. I don't understand why they needed to introduce.
It's true. I mean, he
was not
Victor
in
Webster's
the last character. Movie, I don't understand why they made him a prosecutor. I don't understand.
I'll tell you. I will tell you exactly why they can't. It's not Norman, because he's a dentist, and they need someone in some form of the law to be her partner. because she's just a baker who solves crimes. And she can't be with a dentist. She has to be either with a cop. And
See,
now that the
that's
cop, she can't just go with another cop after the Mike
uh,
debacle. She has to go with the law enforcement to, the
yeah,
lawyer to make it different. But it has to be somebody in
yeah.
law enforcement. That's
I,
why it can't be Norman. And
I
it's
see. I
ridiculous.
don't
And
think it
they should have just
like
recasted
the whole
Mike.
thing's ridiculous anyway. It doesn't like it would
I
make more
know.
sense for her to be with a dentist. But I don't know. I mean, I have no interest in this. I'm not invested in the
I
franchise.
know.
I've only seen
Same.
a
It's
couple
like
of
I
them
don't care.
myself. And so I would give this a broken heart. Like I think it'll be
Same.
fine for people that are invested, but me personally, it would get like a 1 for me.
I feel like because I've seen I mean, no offense to the people who love this franchise, but I feel the same way with Aurora Tea Garden. I feel because I have seen all these movies that I have to at least watch the first one. I don't have to. There's nobody holding my family hostage saying,
Yeah.
you must continue watching this. But since I like to watch all the Hallmark movies,
Yeah.
and I just feel like, because I've invested in what? There's been 9 movies so far, I think. Yeah, 9 movies. And I've
Seems like
watched the 9.
seems like
And
even
and
more
and
than
this
that.
is
Only
this they're on
9?
their second reboot, Rachel, of this
Yeah.
series.
I
I
just
still don't understand why
just
they couldn't recast Mike. Like, no offense to Cameron Matheson.
yeah, I
Nothing
mean,
against him, but like
and it just
Mike
doesn't
wasn't
just have
such
to
an
be with
yeah.
Norman. Just have it be
No,
with
but not only
Norman.
that, Rachel, but Mike wasn't such a singular character that he could never be
Yeah.
replaced. And the
Just
fact that
have Victor Webster be Norman.
I'll tell you this, Rachel, I said that before. If
They're
Victor
both
Webster came
tall white
on.
guys. I mean, come
Right.
on.
If Victor Webster came on and she was like, Mike, and people were like, excuse me, nobody would bat an eye.
Yeah,
Nobody would care.
agreed.
He could have played Mike.
Yeah, they could have totally bewitched it and just swapped it out. It'd have been
Exactly.
fine.
And the fans would have gone with it,
I think they
you
should do
know?
that more often. I thought they should have done that with Abigail in One Calls the Heart. I mean, I don't think that Lori
Mhm.
Loughlin is so like essential to you. Just basically
You
anybody with
know,
brown hair
especially
and
I understood they couldn't do anything when the season was airing and it happened. And because
right, right, yeah. That
she had
and I
to,
still say that was absolutely amazing how they were
oh,
able
how
to
they
edit
fixed
her
that
out of
up.
that, edit her and Cody, both of them
Right. Oh, poor
out.
Cody. But the thing is, too, is that they had to do it because it was just she violated that contract,
Well, no, I understand, but like,
but like,
how
but
did
the
they?
fact that they could have recasted her in the following season, I agree. They
That was
could have
an
gotten
editing marvel that they did
editing
that.
marvel.
They
They
pulled
did.
that
And
off.
they made those episodes work.
But yeah, yeah, I agree. And it's been frustrating because they basically like wasted Henry Gowan because they can't give him a different semi love interest. They have to have him
I
keep
know.
going
It's
off on
like
these
what they
mysterious
should have
trips to
done.
visit Abigail, and
I
it's
know
like,
they could have, yeah, they could have totally gotten another name actress like very familiar on
yeah,
TV to play Abigail. But this leads me to believe, like, I wonder if she'll pop up on the spinoff because she was in the Christmas movie.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I
so
could
she
see
might end
that.
up popping up on that
Hmm.
spinoff, which I'm very curious about because it's been so long since that first season, and that Christmas movie
Yeah,
was
and
years later.
I don't think they have the like I don't know if both women are in it.
One is I know Jocelyn Haddan isn't because
Yeah.
she's on one of them Chicago shows, right?
Oh, yeah. So,
Or some firefighter show that she's on. And so she definitely
well,
wouldn't do
I
that.
guess
But
that
the
would work
other,
anyway, because didn't she go to England at the end of?
yeah, that she wasn't
Yeah.
okay. I watched the Christmas movie as well. I know
Oh,
that it
yeah.
jumped ship to another, but I watched it because I was curious. Because they had
Yeah.
Daniel Singh pop, and it was a beautiful moment actually with those characters, kind
Huh.
of because he appeared in some kind of angelic form, and I thought it was a very touch, and he's like,
Yeah.
and he mentions his son and
I
stuff.
did not see
Why
it.
they Here's the thing though, I would be totally down if they had in When Calls the Heart. We're totally going. I'm sorry for we're off topic here. I apologize. But I would love if we would get because especially because Santa Tell Me was so good and it got good
Uh-huh.
ratings. If he would pop up in some kind of angelic form. Like let's say Little Jack. Obviously they're done filming this season, but if they get a season
Yeah, or like a flashback or something.
yeah, if they get a season 13, like little Jack gets sick, not like seriously sick, but like Elizabeth is worried and she has some kind of interaction with, Jack, and he's like, "Don't
Yeah,
worry,
or
I'm here with him."
I could
I'm here
see
with him,
if
and
when
I'm
she's
fine.
about to get remarried and
Exactly.
she's
Like
about to,
maybe
I
if
could
they
see them,
don't, yeah.
because if you
Hmm.
ever watched The Nanny, when they're on the wedding episode of The
Yes,
Nanny,
yes, mhm.
Maxwell has this whole discussion with his first wife, this
Yes.
imaginary
Oh,
kind
that
of
would be great
discussion.
if they did that. I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
if they've
that would be
working towards
nice.
that. Yeah, I would love to just see like one more Jack and Elizabeth. And I wasn't even a big fan
Yeah,
of that couple, which is funny because they had more chemistry in that Christmas movie than they did on the
yeah,
show.
I
But I would
agree.
love that
I
if they
agree.
would squeeze that in.
Anyway, more
Anyway,
on our thoughts on When Calls the Heart.
yeah. Well, see, we don't want to talk about Hannah. We moved straight on to When Calls the Heart, which
um,
is good this season.
do you
Anyway.
agree though? One for Reality Bites, Hannah Swenson
Oh,
mystery.
and here's a yeah, I'm not I'm gonna watch it because I've watched all the others, but I love Barbara Niven. She's so much fun. She's forever
Yeah,
ageless.
she is
She is
really
a
fun.
star. She is the glue that holds everything together. But
Yeah,
her character gets more eccentric with each movie. She's
it's
like
true.
if you watch the first Murder She Baked movie,
Which I don't
the
necessarily
last
mind. Like I think she's been kind of
I
funny.
don't mind, but it's a little too much.
Not too
I
much.
do like how they just stopped. Like the whole entire like all the sisters are now involved in solving this crime. It's a family. Instead of continuously nagging about her being in danger, at least they're all in on it now. So, but yeah, like guys, I don't know. I don't know about this one. But should Hannah, I don't know. I don't want to be ageist, but like should Hannah still be having all these love triangles?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with her having left. I just wish that
No, I guess
I'm
you're right.
just
I just
not
but
into
yeah,
this Victor Webster one. Just
I
not.
know. Especially because they screwed so much up with Mike, and then he's just left. I'd rather they had killed him off, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather had Mike die in the line of duty than just I went to the FBI.
Yeah. I
You
mean, I
know.
guess you want to keep like your options open so that if, you were to come back, like even All Creatures Great and Small, like if they killed Tristan off, that would be a disaster because now you can come back. But
Right.
but I just wish that they had just gone with Norman. Why not? She has a she
I'm
has
telling you,
another
yeah.
a literal another interest. There's no reason to bring in somebody new and
Because they needed the law. That's the
uh,
only explanation that I
yeah.
have. They needed law.
I think you're right, but I don't accept
I
it.
don't accept it. I agree with you. I don't accept it. Norman is there. Hogan. I was going to say Horgan. He's adorable. I love him. And they look good together and they work well together and I don't know.
Yeah.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies.
Yeah.
Well, so
Anyway.
we have some other rom-coms to talk about that are on
Mm.
mostly streaming services, or romances. And most of these have trailers. One of them doesn't. But let's go through these real quick. So we have You're Cordially Invited. This is on the 30th of January. When a woman planning her sister's wedding and the father of another bride-to-be discover their destination weddings are double booked at a remote resort, the two parties decide to share the venue. Chaos, conflicts, and unexpected romance follow in this wedding-themed comedy. This is Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon, director and writer Nicholas Stoller. And that's actually the part of it that kind of gives me the most hope because I have liked most of Nicholas Stoller's rom-coms. They've been pretty good. But I really do not like this premise. I don't like this. And Reese's recent rom-coms have been really bad. She's overthinking it. She's trying to make it all like complex and uh
Is she
and
producing this one as well?
I don't know.
I have a, I'm just assuming that she has at least some kind of production. That up. This was not a good trailer for this movie either.
No.
And I can't believe, man, listen, I, I'm like almost the same. I think I think I'm older than Reese Witherspoon, but
It doesn't have her. Oh yeah, she's a producer. Okay. It
are
doesn't
they a
it's not
little too old for the, not that they couldn't be in the same situations, but in the trailer, there's a lot of shenanigans going around. And I
Also,
wonder
woman
if
who's
they're
planning her sister's wedding and the father
right.
of another bride to be. They discovered that they are double booked for their destination wedding, so their parties decide to share the venue, but chaos and disaster await. I don't think the age thing.
No, because when I watched the trailer, I was like, oh, look, he's wrestling with an alligator in the bed and
Uh-huh.
all this other stuff. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be ageist or whatever, but there is a point where like it just becomes absurd when you're a certain age, but again, I'm probably overthinking it.
I know. I just thought it looked
It
really
doesn't look
bad.
good. Yeah, I agree.
No.
Like I don't, that trailer wasn't great. It could surprise me. I'll probably check it out, but no, I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, I give it a broken heart. I give it a
Oh, yeah,
one.
same, same.
Yeah, I think it doesn't look good. Okay, then Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. This on the 13th. It's on Peacock. Bridget Jones is finally thriving with a successful career as a screenwriter, a loving family, and a new boyfriend who just happens to be 20 years younger than her. However,
Hmm.
their age difference isn't the only hurdle in her pursuit of happiness in this long-awaited sequel. And so this, of course, Renee Zellweger, Leo Woodall, and Chiwetel Ejiofor. And then I think that Hugh Grant and Colin Firth are just going to be flashbacks. I think it'll be
I
cameos. They
think Hugh
because
Grant
they
is like probably present in
no, he
that.
died.
No, but the post credit was that they found him alive. There's a thing at the end of that movie where he is found alive. He's not really dead.
What? I thought they had like his whole funeral and
They
everything.
did, but then at the end of the movie, the post credit thing or whatever, it's like, oh no, he's found or whatever. So it alludes to him being alive.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
This
Okay.
is such an fascinating franchise because I don't know if no one has really been begging for sequels, but like every 10 years or whatever, they come out with a new one. Because
Well,
I
I
don't
liked
even know if
the
this is as beloved as it once was.
I
Because
liked
I
the third
know,
one. I liked the first one. I didn't like the second one at all.
why is this on
And
Peacock too?
yeah,
Because
that I mean, and that does
these
seem kind of
movies
bonkers
make
because the third
money.
one still made quite a bit of money.
It did. It was surprisingly successful, and I don't understand. I'm assuming that she will not end up with the young fella. That it's kind of
See,
like
I
a
think she'll
repeat.
end up with Chiwetel Ejiofor,
Exactly. I
but
feel like they will end up together because I know that she's mourning the loss of her husband. That's clear in the trailer.
yeah.
And I know that in the books, they do kill Darcy off. Like he does die. And she
Mm,
does have two children, so she's a single mom. So I think this might be a little closer to the books than the previous sequels.
mm,
But I just don't understand why they didn't bother to release this in theaters because I think it would have made money.
yeah, I agree. I
I
agree.
mean,
It's
it,
bizarre.
you know,
And so
oh well.
I mean, I still think it looks pretty cute though.
I am gonna watch this one. I am perplexed that Peacock could not get the rights to have all of the Bridget Jones movies streaming when this one premieres. So you have to go all
Yeah.
over the place to find the previous three. If you wanted to like watch all four, like do a rewatch
Yeah,
or a binge watch.
we'll have to do a after it comes out, we'll have to do a Bridget Jones ranking
Yeah. Oh
those
man,
four.
I off the top of my head, I bet you I know what the ranking would be without seeing this movie.
So I am gonna give this one roses. I'll give it a three. I did think
Hmm.
the trailer looked pretty fun, so and I did like the last one.
Yeah, I was surprised at how well that trailer was. I guess I'll be with you too. I'm kind of curious to see how this plays out, and a little sad that Darcy isn't in it, but
Yeah.
eh.
Okay, so then we have La Dolce Villa. This is on the 13th. Eric heads to Italy to stop his daughter from squandering her savings on restoring a dilapidated villa, but Italy has other plans for him, serving up its signature blend of beauty, magic, and unexpected romance. And I laughed when I heard about this because I'm like, it's just like every movie, you can only fall in love in Italy. It's the only
Netflix.
place.
Yeah, this is the movie that doesn't have a trailer, right? Because I looked
Yeah,
at,
it's
they were fan
weird.
made
It's
trailers. Yeah,
It's Scott
I'm a,
Foley and
yeah.
Violante Placido, director Mark Waters, writers Elizabeth Hackett, Hilary Gallinoy. So it's not like it has like nobody like
Yeah.
in the like it's a name at least I recognize.
I'm just going
And
to assume this is going to be like every other rom-com or romance movie set in Italy that Netflix has, like around
yeah,
that same type of like level, which is
yeah, I
not
agree.
bad, not
I mean,
great,
and
but
this
like
director,
watchable.
he hasn't done very good stuff. Like he did Mother of the Bride, which was bad. He's All That was bad. Magic Camp wasn't good. So he doesn't have a great track record.
The Mother of
So
the Bride, was that the most recent
yeah.
Netflix movie?
Yep.
Yeah, I have not watched that
Yeah.
one yet. That's the one
It
with Brooke
was
Shields, right?
like at best
Okay.
average. Yeah. And so yeah, I'm gonna give this one, since we don't have much to go off of it, I will give it a 2,
Yeah,
one or
it's
2.
an empty box of chocolate. No.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh
That's
no,
good. Empty box of
it's no,
chocolates.
Rachel, it's the like you have a box of chocolates and you're walking and you're like, "Ooh, chocolates," and it's just
Maybe
wrappers.
maybe
Somebody ate them all.
this is like gas station chocolates. You
No,
know,
it's an empty
like,
box, Rachel. It's like the anticipation of you want a chocolate and it's just wrappers and there's somebody ate them all.
just wrappers, or they're all like raspberry flavored.
Oh no.
Gross.
Those are the worst.
Gross. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I
Okay,
agree.
so then we have Wish You Were Here. A woman searching for a spark finds a whirlwind night of romance with a man only to discover he's terminally ill and commits to helping him spend his last days living life to the fullest. And this stars Isabel Furman, Mina Masood, and Gabi Kono Adi, writer director Julia Stiles, based on a book by Renee Carlino. And uh, I couldn't find as much as I would have liked. Like it's supposedly out in theaters right now. There's a
Yeah, I heard that
trailer.
too because this is Julia Stiles' first direction director. Ugh, I'm getting tongue twisted. Direct.
Yeah, Jory debut.
Oh my gosh, Rachel, it's like in my brain and I can't spit it out. I apologize.
What
Yeah,
did you
this is
think
like
of the
a.
trailer?
I thought the trailer was fine. Like I'm not familiar with the book, but right away on the trailer, you know somebody's dying.
Yeah.
And you're like, just, but who is it, right? Like, if you didn't read this, I didn't read the synopsis. I just watched the trailer first, that was my immediate thought. I was like, oh, which one of them is gonna die? But it looks like an interesting, like indie type of romance. Like, this is hardcore romance. You're not gonna laugh at this. But I kind of intrigued me, and it's not playing anywhere near me. I'm assuming it'll eventually come to streaming.
Yeah, it's not playing anywhere
Is it
near
an
me either.
Amazon movie? Gotta check that out.
Um,
What did I thought I read that it was an Amazon, but I could be wrong.
it looks like critics are split on
That doesn't
it.
surprise me.
Um, so there we go. All right. Yeah, I would give this one a nice box of chocolates. I do
Same.
like I like Mina a lot, and I'd be curious to see if it's any
Sure,
good.
I'd be like, sometimes you need a good tear jerker.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, then we have Love Me. This is on the 31st, a post-apocalyptic romance in which a buoy and a satellite meet online and fall in love after the end of human civilization. Starring Kristen Stewart and Stephen Yeun, directed and written by the Zuccaros. And so, what do you think about Love Me?
I knew this movie existed and I refused to look at the trailer, but then you were like, watch the trailer, and I was like, I will do it for Rachel. And I'm
Yeah.
like, can we stop trying so hard? Can people stop trying so hard with these romance or these rom-coms? Like, I don't need this.
Yeah.
To
It
me,
does. I mean, this feels
this
like
is
when I
not
saw it,
this is not me.
when I heard about it at Sundance, I wasn't able to see it, but it just felt like the ultimate Sundance movie of like, of course, a buoy and a satellite falling in love. And it's a shame because I think that Kristen Stewart and Steve Yeun could have like really nice chemistry together, but it just seems so stupid, and it does feel like very try hard.
that trailer took for it's not even a long trailer, and I was like, oh, when is this trailer ending?
Yeah.
This is just not a movie for me. I will admit
Yeah,
it. I mean,
I
I'm sure it's
agree.
gonna get great. Like, I'm sure people are gonna rave about it because oh, the premise is amazing or whatever. And I'm like, no. This is a movie I fear that will end up being a secret movie
I don't
because I
know.
like to go to those secret movies.
It's 47%. So it's divided as far as
Mm.
critics. So yeah, people are really divided on it. But yeah, it screams a
It's not for
festival
me.
movie. So I give it a 1 or 2 just for
Yeah.
the yeah.
This is I will pass that box of chocolate, whatever.
Last one is Kind of Pregnant. This is on the 5th of
Mm.
February. The story follows Lainey, who, being jealous of her best friend's pregnancy, begins to wear a false pregnant belly and accidentally gets to meet the man of her dreams. Starring
Mm-mm.
Amy Schumer, Will Forte, director Tyler Spindell, writers Julia Paniva and Amy Schumer.
And this is going straight to Netflix, right?
Yes. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, I don't hate Amy Schumer, but I'm like, I don't really, she's not really like my taste of humor. But there were some funny moments in the trailer, but I
Yeah.
can't help but think this lady needs help. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
can't
mean,
support her falling in love when she is doing a terrible thing. Like, she needs like help.
I do
It's
think
not
it'll
terrible,
require
but
like a major suspension of
oh,
disbelief for
absolutely. Like,
this, but I do like these two together. And
yeah.
haven't
I
they been
did like,
together in before?
I'm not, I don't know. I haven't watched many Amy Poehler like films. I don't know. I did like
Weren't
the
they? Wasn't
cast.
he in Trainwreck?
Oh, I don't even know. I have no memory of that movie. I know I've
Uh,
seen it, I just don't remember it. I did like that the cast had various looking people. Like all these women are not the same, the same type, the same body shape, the same like look. They're not like all blondes or all brunettes who are like tall and like supermodel looking. It's a very varied look in the cast. So I appreciate that, more realistic to
uh-huh.
life. But I don't know about this. Like you have to like why would you support this lady's on him?
Oh, it's Bill Hader. I was gonna get Bill Hader, Will Forte. Get
Got
them
blindness in
like
another
I
case.
think a little bit confused. But that's okay. I do feel like they had pretty cute chemistry in the trailer. And
Oh
I
yeah, like there were some moments in the trailer that were
yeah,
funny,
it
but I'm
wasn't a
like,
terrible trailer. It really wasn't.
no.
So I I know that I mean I'm not the biggest fan of Amy Schumer, her style of comedy,
Yeah.
but I'm willing to give it a shot. I think it looked pretty funny and the supporting cast is pretty good. And let's see,
You
what's
see it
this?
like this one I was kind of like this doesn't look that bad, but like you need help. Rachel, rework this plot a little bit. Lifetime thriller.
So the director this is his first time directing.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Oh wait, no, never mind. Oh yeah, no, he's directed a bunch. Never mind. Um yeah, I mean, I think that it sounds kind of fun. I'm gonna give it roses, maybe 1 rose, a single rose. But we'll
Same.
see.
It does because it
The
does
premise is not, is gonna take some disbelief, but
because
I think
there were some really funny moments like when she's doing yoga and falls on her belly. Like you would have that
yeah,
concern, like, oh no. And when her belly's on fire, like
yeah,
it kind of reminded me of the Mrs. Doubtfire when his face falls off and he has his
yeah.
face in the cream, like sort of that. But it's like this unhinged woman. Like I hope she finds love.
And I think the therapist seemed pretty funny, or whoever that was,
Oh, that was
you
so
know,
great at the end
she
too.
was
I laughed at
funny.
that. The therapist was like, "You have to stop because you guys are you've
Uh-huh.
gone too far in this argument. You're making up swear words."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Would you get so
I
what would you give it?
I would give it the same as you, like 1 rose.
Okay.
Like I couldn't believe how I was like, this doesn't look that bad. I thought I was gonna
Yeah.
roll my eyes over, but
So
I
there we
might give it.
go. We did it. We previewed them all. Let
Yay.
us know which one you are most excited for, what you would give these, what you're thinking about. We would love to hear in the comment section or on Twitter. And Terry, where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter at Flurry Heaven.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. Also, make sure that you're following the podcast, Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. It really helps us a lot. And if you're watching or listening on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We'd really like to get to 10K. We're getting closer and closer. And so if you are listening on YouTube, please subscribe. And we also have our Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support us. And we try to give some really cool perks. We have Emily Ting, director and writer, coming on for Q&A for February. It's going to be really fun. And we have our merch store and that has a lot of fun Valentine's designs. So you can check that out. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.